Back to Besa starts right now on Fox 13.
Welcome back to Back2Besa. This week we tap in all over the Pacific Northwest to see what's going down in the community. From Portland to Bellingham, we have you covered. This week we tapped in with DJ OG1 down in the Rose City at the Trailblazers game, as well as with Dr. Robin Beavers of the Portland Timbers and Thorns. We also headed south to Bow Legs Fish and Chips as our crew checked out a spot where you can put some South in your mouth. I also headed over to the Columbia Tower for a very special event celebrating some local businesses, and of course, we couldn't forget to celebrate the birthday of a beloved community leader whose life was tragically cut short far too soon. This week, you'll see why Back2Besa is truly where the Northwest connects. But first, it's Hot Topics.
All right, first up on Hot Topics, let's talk about Young Jeezy and Jeannie Mai. In a recent interview, Young Jeezy sat down with Nia Long to talk about their recent, separation and how he's been doing with it and how he's been feeling. Check it out.
What happens when a man gets to the point where they're just like, okay, I'm filing for divorce?
Integrity intact. I could never say anything that would not honor somebody.
Absolutely.
But I can tell you that this has not been a easy journey. Right. I can tell you that I'm saddened. I can tell you that I'm disappointed. I can tell you that I'm uneasy, right? But again, like, God has put me in a different path, and that path is going to entail for me to take care of myself and to love myself and to be in the best situation that I can thrive as someone who's been through all the things that I've been through.
It's kind of something you can't explain.
Yeah, you can't. The real thing is, like, I don't like to fail in anything.
Me either.
And
I don't want to lose. I don't want to fail.
I don't want to fail, especially when I know what
you've poured in.
Right. And, as I sit across from you, like, I can only be responsible for myself.
True.
And I can only do what I can do, right? And I can't expect someone else to do what I'm doing.
But did you go to therapy with her?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Right.
So you actually addressed it,
right,
tried to work through it, tried to do the work, and it just was like not happening. Well, then you tried.
Yeah.
And lastly, in Hot Topics, we got to talk about Miss Lauryn Hill, who was recently in Seattle over at Climate Pledge Arena. A couple weeks ago during the performance, she talked about how everyone's been going in on her about being late. This is what she had to say about it.
Saying, yeah, she's late. She's late a lot. Yo, y'all lucky I make it on this Blood Rise stage every night. Okay. I don't do it because they let me do it. I do it because I stand here in the name of God and I do it. Okay. God is the one who allows me to do it. Who surrounded me with family and community. When there was no support, when the album sold so many records, and no one showed up and said, hey, would you like to make another one? So I went around the world, and I played the same album over and over and over again. Because we're the survivors.
All right, you guys, that's it for this week's Hot Topics. But you already know, if you ever have a hot topic that you want me to talk about, shoot me an email, Back2Besa@whereweconverge.com.
We kicked off some holiday shopping early at the annual Sip and Shop Art Expo on November 1st at the Columbia Tower Club, where we discovered a vibrant night market featuring local vendors, immersive art experiences, delicious Filipino soul food by the one and only Beats and Eats chefs, signature drinks, and the groovy vibe curated by KEXP's DJ Yachty. Hey guys, right now we are at the Columbia Tower on the 76th floor, and I'm here with my girl Erica. Girl, what is going on today?
We are here at the annual Sip and Shop Art Expo. We've got a ton of vendors in there, about 30 Seattle vendors, your local favorites in there having a good time, making money, getting eyes on the art, and just, having a blast. We have some artists We have some pottery, we have some food, we have candles, we have gems. I mean, we got a little bit of mix of everything, honestly. This is like a night market at this point.
Now, why is something like this so important for our community vendors to be done in a spot like the Columbia Tower?
I think it's really important that we get eyes on our art in a place where people are embracing the energy and having a good time and good views. And I just wanted to bring it up to the 76th floor because I think our local artists deserve the brightest of lights.
Right now, I'm here with my bro Christopher, and he is one of the vendors today at the Sip and Shop. How you doing, Chris?
Excellent. Besa, how you doing?
I'm doing good. We checked out some of your art today. Tell us a little bit about some of your art vibes.
Okay, so I go by Artistic Love Life, and basically I'm inspired by anything. So, you know, this blazer, the red, the color of her blazer, and she looks gorgeous, of course, all the time. But yeah, so with that inspiration is like, if you see my paintings, they're diverse. They're a lot of different things. I use a lot of different mediums. But basically, I just try to stay inspired and just progressing to new heights and new levels.
Now, one of the things that I know that they're doing with events like this is creating, basically like you're saying, a way for these artists and these vendors to be seen. For someone that might feel like, I don't know, being here is so unattainable, what would you say to them?
It's highly obtainable. Number one, it just starts with networking, putting yourself out there. If you're a beginning artist, just start step one. Step one is just creating a platform and then putting yourself out there, networking, coming to events like this. Staying abreast of these opportunities and then allowing yourself to be a part of them, and then it just progresses from there.
You'll meet some of the finest people up here. Everybody, I tell you, they're joyful. It's not a bad atmosphere up here. It's positive atmosphere up here. And that's why I would recommend you coming up here. This is a way for people to network. They get to see different people, different artwork. We also had a show here last night. Oh, it was awesome also too. But this is why this is so important. I mean, look at the people in there. Look how they're greeting and meeting each other. And this is why these things are so important.
And it's for all ages.
All ages. And that's one thing a lot of the members like up here. It's you know, not just older members. It's younger members. It's diverse members. It's a perfect opportunity to come up here and check out the Columbia Tower up here. It's spectacular. The 75th and 76th floor, you can't get anything better than that. I'm telling you, it's very awesome.
We got our girl Jasmine with us right now from Besa Needs, and you guys, they had some amazing foods out there. I want to ask you real quick, you know, we're on Columbia Tower, we're on the 76th floor. To be serving your food, how does that feel today?
Oh my gosh, it's my first time here, and it's just been amazing being on the top floor with a bunch of Seattle creatives, and just an honor just to be in the same room with everyone. So being our second year opening is nothing greater. The music was good, and I saw a lot of live art going on. I thought that was actually pretty impressive. I've never seen like live art in an event like this, so I was peeking over there on my table.
Live art was dope.
Yeah, I think that with all the talent, it just needs to get broadcast everywhere in every event. And a place like this, it deserves to be here. And we need to have more places like this to showcase everybody's food and art and, you know, and like that.
Their vibes.
Yeah.
Try to search for the beautiful, passionate entrepreneur and experienced manager, Erica. Right here at the Columbia Tower Club, Erica can provide a lot of information to get you guys as entrepreneurs and creators in talent and art to have the possibilities to build yourselves, to build your businesses.
You could contact me at the Columbia Tower Club. I am the member experience manager here. So we're going to be doing things like this. The next thing we have up is a business expo, and we also have a women's expo as well. So get at me if you're interested in being a part of these amazing events.
All right, you guys, you know I always love an event that is all about community, all about drinks, all about food, and all about supporting our vendors. And that's exactly what happened here today at the Columbia Tower on the 76th floor. And if you want to be a part of these amazing Columbia Tower events, as we all said, make sure you hit up my girl, Erica. When I say we had a time that night, we had so much fun and made so many connections. I'll be sure to keep you updated on their next event at the Columbia Tower, so stay tuned. The Odessa Brown Children's Clinic is opening a brand new location in Seattle's Central District next year. And to celebrate, they hosted a fall homecoming event and open house welcoming the community to the new spot. Hundreds gathered to learn about the services that'll be provided, meet their neighbors, enjoy food from local vendors, and celebrate the day with family fun activities. We spoke with Senior Medical Director Shakita Bell, as well as granddaughter of the legendary Odessa Brown, Sophia Richardson, about the plans for the clinic to serve the pediatric needs of the community. Take a look.
I'm honored, truly honored to be able to be here to represent my family, to show out, to welcome this new clinic location. It's really, truly an honor. Odessa Brown, she was a child advocate for quality health care with dignity, as well as affordable health care, especially in the underserved community in the Central District. And she was a fighter. She felt that every child deserve to be treated with dignity and healthcare, regardless of their ability to pay.
So what are we doing today? What are we doing today? In the simplest terms, we are building a stronger community for people often who have been underrepresented, undercounted, perhaps looking at the disparities in our communities, and we are working together to address it. Working with Odessa Brown and working with, I'm going to call Gene Emerson out just by name, and my wife, they're working out an effort called Reach Out Seattle, because we looked at our youth. Our youth are walking around traumatized, untreated, and this work that you are doing here at Odessa Brown with intervention, prevention, having those difficult conversations, looking at these children and understanding they are walking around with untreated trauma. When I go down to the streets on 3rd Avenue, I see people drugged out, unhealthy. There, but for the grace of God go I, because the people I grew up with are down there. So I tell you, community, I don't care how you identify, what you identify with, we're in this fight together.
So it's a little bit hard to be excited about this, but on the other hand, it's such important work. We're really lucky to be able to focus on behavioral health and mental health in this building. As most people know, we are in a crisis of youth mental health, and we have tried solutions for the last several decades, and we've never really been able to fully focus on that, and that's what this space allows us to do. We'll continue to offer integrated services, we'll continue to offer things like medical care and nutrition, but we really want to expand our reach to kids who have experienced trauma, to kids who are neurodivergent, to kids who have depression, anxiety, suicidality, who have interactions with the Child Protective Services, with juvenile detention, trafficking. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's really amazing to be able to have a space where we can meet some of the most vulnerable needs of our community and what we've heard from community that they want. So it's wonderful to be able to expand those services.
Well, I think it's symbolic of what we're trying to do here in Seattle, that we realize we have incredible growth, wealth, success, but it's all for naught if we're not taking care of our most vulnerable communities, those that have been disparately impacted in health outcomes, trauma, prevention, and intervention. And so I think this investment says, no, we don't forget about these communities, these Black and brown communities, these elderly communities. So it's a good day because people realize the importance of this kind of work, and I'm very proud to support it.
And I would love to be here along with all of you and ride that journey. Thank you.
What an exciting day in the Central District. The clinic will aim to serve growing mental health needs among youth, as well as provide resources for family and the community as they honor the legacy of the late Odessa Brown. You can find out more about the clinic at seattlechildrens.org. We're off to our first commercial break, but when we come back, it's time for Northwest Connects.
A world of wonder awaits at Pacific Northwest Ballet's The Nutcracker. Treat your loved ones to the Northwest's favorite holiday tradition at Seattle Center's McCall Hall. Visit pnb.org.
A big day here at Lumen Field. Throws it over the top. Metcalf. Touchdown. Seahawks. And it is picked off. The fans are in the stands. They've got their towels. Walker gets the handoff. He goes in untouched. Dalton gets hit in the backfield. He goes down. Keep bringing it, 12. Keep bringing it. The Seahawks win the game.
Movin' is more than just a ride. Movin' is redefining rideshare. No surge pricing. Means everyday affordable rides. Happy drivers. Means everyday happy customers.
You on my mind a lot. Don't need no time watch. I don't know how I got you in my pocket spot. Yeah, that's babe, need you every day. You seem like the barging down. Got my heart no barging in. From the bed to the floor to the couch. Might wake the neighbors up. Break you in, then break you out. In the end, we gon' make a child. Then we gon' hit the shower. Part 2, we don't need no pause. You misty, we gon' get tipsy. Don't need a power shot.
Copy my steal. Face the fact that. Copy my steal. Face the fact that.
1 in every 500 African Americans in the U.S. suffers from sickle cell disease. 1 in 3 African American blood donors is a match for patients with sickle cell. 1 appointment to donate blood with the American Red Cross can help save a life. Will you be that one? Visit redcrossblood.org/ourblood today to schedule an appointment at a location near you.
Big Tobacco thinks they know everything. They think they know you, your community, the places you go, and the way that you spend your time. They think they got you all figured out, down to a formula, a calculation based off of numbers of what they think they know. Show them they're wrong. Learn more at theythinktheyknowyou.org.
Welcome back to Back2Besa. It's time for Northwest Connects. This week, me and my girl Abby headed down I-5 to Portland, aka the Rose City, and we go backstage to the Moda Center with DJ OG1, who is the official DJ of the Portland Trailblazers. We head to Providence Park and catch up with Dr. Robin Beavers, who is the Vice President of Community and Social Impact for the Portland Timbers and Thorns. And lastly, you know we had to make a stop at Trap Kitchen PDX to catch up with my fam Mikey Vegas and crew for some slapping seafood. Check out what went down. Okay, it's time for Backstage Pass, powered by Quantum Fiber. DJ OG1 is, well, literally an OG in every sense of the word. He has been holding down the ones and twos and uplifting hip-hop culture in the Rose City for decades. He is also a member of the Recording Academy, like yours truly, amongst countless community-based programs and initiatives that he is part of. OG1 is also the official DJ for the Portland Trailblazers. I had an opportunity to catch up with him courtside last week as the Blazers took on the Memphis Grizzlies. Here's how it went down. Hey guys, Besa Gordon here. Right now I'm at Moda Center at the Trailblazers game. But even more importantly, I'm here with my buddy DJ OG1. What's going on?
Hey, I'm good. I'm hanging out with you.
Man, it's going to be an amazing day, and dude, this is going to be my first ever Trailblazers game, and more so, I'll get to hang out with my buddy OG1 and really get to see him in action today. You are the official DJ of the Trailblazers. What does that actually mean?
Well, that just means I'm the soundtrack of the in-arena experience.
You do all the vibes.
Yes, I'm the vibe. I'm the vibe in the building.
Now, what does it mean to you to be the vibe of the building?
Well, I enjoy, serving people through music. So, getting a chance to rock with some of the best fans in the NBA is just a DJ's dream. So I'm having fun.
And then also, real quick, it's Plat Night. What does that mean?
Plat Night, so Dr. Jack Ramsey, Hall of Famer coach, this is a tribute to him because he used to be decked out in the plaid outfit. So this is a homage to him.
What made you want to be a DJ for the Trailblazers?
I just love being a DJ, period. So, DJing on this platform, I'm here, I represent the city of Portland, so why not me?
Why not you? Tell us about your proteges. What have you been doing with them?
Yeah, so as most people know that the G League is starting in November, and Portland has its own team called Rip City Remix. And so I've been training DJs to kind of run the season over there at U of P.
That is so meaningful, OG1. And like, not only are you an OG, you're making sure that you are bringing up the next generation of OGs.
Hey, that's
I
what
love
we're
it.
supposed to do. Let's go Blazers.
Dude, I had a blast at the Moda Center, hanging out with the big homie OG1 in the booth, being on the big screen, as well as hanging out with my friends from the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences Northwest chapter, who invited me to the game. You can learn more about OG1 and all the great work he is doing off the court and in the community by visiting djog1.com. There are a few things more that I love to do on Back2Besa than uplift and spotlight Black women who are making a difference in the communities across the Pacific Northwest. Last week, I had the opportunity to head over to Providence Park in downtown Portland and spend time with Dr. Robin Beavers, who is the Vice President of Community and Social Impact for the Portland Timbers and Thorns, and learn more about how she is connecting soccer and community, all for the common good. Here's her story.
Hi, my name is Dr. Robin Beavers. I am the VP for Community and Social Impact for the Portland Timbers and the Thorns, and welcome to our house. My job is basically to be out in the community promoting soccer or using soccer to help uplift the city. Also in charge of our diversity, equity, and inclusion work that we do here at the club. The owner gave me the opportunity to use this platform to go out and work in the community. And I am born and raised here in Portland, third generation Oregonian. My parents raised me and my sisters here, had a great childhood. I want everyone else to have an amazing childhood as well as just an amazing time while they're here in Portland. I mean, this is the city that raised me and I love it. And we've gone through so much since the pandemic, all the racial turmoil. Not that we ain't always had racial issues, but you know, it's just highlighted during the pandemic. The riots, just the city is just tore up. And so to be able to come here and use this and kind of put out there some positive energy, that's why I work here, because they gave me the platform to do so. The people that are serving their communities, they know what they're doing, you know, they know how to serve, but they don't necessarily have the capacity to serve in the way in which to really help and uplift the people that they're working with. So to be able to use this platform, and whether it's donation dollars, donation items, whether it's taking volunteers or players out to their organizations so that they can be amongst those who they serve, like that to me is like the equity and inclusion work. You go and do those in those marginalized communities. When all these people are in this stadium, they cheering for one team, one team. My thing is, if you can take all that same energy, y'all all together cheering for the team, and take that out into the streets and try to make the communities better, man, that would be amazing. The way that I get players involved is I try to take them to communities that they can relate to, which I don't think anyone who's ever been in this position has ever been able to do. More so because they weren't from here and didn't have those trusted relationships.
Almost here though.
No.
I was literally sitting there and just nodding my head, cackling, but also just really feeling what you were saying. Like, you really love what you do.
I do.
Like, it's not like you're just doing it because you get paid to do it. Like, you genuinely enjoy this. Like, it almost seems fulfilling for you.
So in 2017, I got a prophetic message, and it said, you're going to influence influencers.
If you could talk to 11-year-old self, what would you tell her right now in this place and what you're doing? And now that you're back at home. I mean, obviously you were here before, but now you're like fully planted.
Right. I would tell my 11-year-old self, don't forget my cousin / kind of god sister told me when I was little. She told me, because I'm dark skinned, she's like, and your black is beautiful. And I would remind my 11-year-old self, don't you forget that. Don't let that stop you. There's all these stereotypes out there, but you live your purpose and you go do the work that God put you out here to do.
When I tell you that Dr. Beavers is mad cool and connected, that's an understatement. She is passionate about her work and social impact. Also, let me tell you, as a dark-skinned Black woman myself, who when I was younger at times doubted my beauty and ability because of the way the world looked at me, Dr. Beavers' words were inspirational and her impact on the Rose City is real. Okay, you guys, before we go to break, I want to take a quick moment to really recap everything that went down with me and my girl Abby while we were in the Rose City. One thing about me, I'm going to keep it moving. And last weekend, I did just that with my good sis, Abby, as we hopped on the Amtrak Cascades train and headed to South Portland, Oregon, the Rose City. Abby is on the radio as well on 92.5 Mjini FM in Tanzania and Zanzibar. So it was cool to link up with someone who has the same passion as me, but from the other side of the world. Once we got to Portland and checked in at the Hotel Vance, we hit the ground running, literally. We headed over to Providence Park in downtown Portland, which is the home of the Portland Timbers and Thorns professional soccer team, where I caught up with Dr. Robin Beavers, their Vice President of Community and Social Impact, and learned all about her work using soccer to connect to the community. Oh, and I also saw this huge log. Next, me and Abby were off to the Moda Center to catch up with my big bro, DJ OG1, who is the official DJ for the Portland Trailblazers. And yeah, that's me, vibing on the big screen in the DJ booth. OG1 is literally that, an OG in every sense of the word. He has been holding down the Blazers for 16 years and the Rose City community for over 3 decades. The last stop of the night was the Trap Kitchen PDX. I had to show Abby why this place is a must stop for me every time I'm in Portland. By the way, the chicken and prawn garlic noodles are a whole schmood. The next morning, it was back to the train station and up north to Seattle. The train ride was really comfortable, and I had the opportunity to really just look out the window and reflect. Once we got back to Seattle, believe it or not, the day didn't end. We headed over to Climate Pledge Arena to catch the Kraken game, and it was Abby's first hockey game, and by the way, she was hyped. Hey, look, there's Bowie. When I think about it, yeah, it's safe to say I definitely keep it moving, but I honestly wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you, Abby, for joining me on this journey. Welcome back to Back2Besa. Last Saturday marked a somber occasion in Seattle as November 4th marked the birthday of Elijah L. Lewis, a beloved community member and activist who was murdered on April 1st in Seattle's Capitol Hill neighborhood. Family, friends, and community members gathered on the shores of Lake Washington to celebrate the life and legacy of Lewis with a lantern lighting and release. Back2Besa contributor Trey Holiday was there for the story.
Hi everyone, Trey Holiday here of Converge Media, and we are at Lake Washington Boulevard right here on first annual Elijah L. Lewis Day, 11/4/2023. And we are here to uplift, celebrate, and remember the legacy of Elijah L. Lewis, all that he gave to community, to family, to friends, to loved ones, to so many who felt his passion for Black liberation movements and the need for us to be in the know about our history so that we could learn from the mistakes of the past and the triumphs of the past and bring them into our present and future in ways that were transformative for families right here within King County and beyond.
His labor of love, because it wasn't work for him, it was just natural. It was just part of his DNA, it was who he was. And we come from different collectives, we come from different walks of life, we come from different experiences, right? And so collectively, we're doing this together. Like, you couldn't, I'm telling you, it was like orchestra, it like, felt like we had been at church, I ain't lying. Elijah Lewis was a community builder. Elijah Lewis was an activist, but he had his own businesses. He was an entrepreneur. You know, he taught people financial wealth and literacy, but then he also was helping people get a job or get housing, and he was a brother to, or an uncle to, you know, single mothers with children, you know, helping them through. So it's like many things to many people. So Theme is my son.
It reminds me of how much can be done in such a short amount of time. I've lived just down the street my whole life, and the impact that he had in this community in just some years is astronomical. It's amazing, and it's just inspiring in that way that says, you know what, you know, things don't have to take 100 years to become, you know, established. You can establish this in a day, in a moment, in a now.
He's about as real as you gon' get, real as you can get, especially if you're talking about the work. The resume speaks for itself, but there's a bunch of stuff we don't know, right? If everybody sat around and told stories, we'd be here all day. Now, I don't know how he found the time to do all this stuff, but every story you would hear about him, I could guarantee you is true.
This is his 24th birthday. One of the last conversations I had with him was about his 24th birthday. He's like, you gonna be at my birthday this year? You don't turn 24? I'm like, 24? 24 has like a big meaning to me. So I'm like, bro, be at your birthday. I'm gonna throw you a birthday party. We about to go crazy. It's 24 and then we're going into 2024, bro. This is our year. It's like everything, especially after the summer's over, we're gonna have an amazing 2024. And like literally that was a few days before he was killed. And it's crazy because I was with him 30 minutes before he was murdered. He was supporting brothers inside Stafford Creek Corrections, facing backlash from the COs in there. So like I had to make sure that I still threw him a birthday, and not just me, but all of us. You know, we wanted to make sure that we uplift him on his 24th day in his first year without us.
There has been so much emotion and trauma around the untimely murder of Elijah L. Lewis and so many other young people in our community, not only this year, but so many years prior. One organization that is out to change this troubling trend is actually a group that Lewis helped co-found called The Covenant. Centered on 17 principles of community building and engagement, The Covenant is focused on creating the change that we all want to see in communities of color across our region. You can learn more about The Covenant and their work by visiting the-covenant.org. We're off to another commercial break, but when we come back, we're recapping what went down at the Black College Expo.
You on my mind a lot, don't need no time watch. I don't know how I got you in my pocket spot. Yeah, this babe, need you every day. You seem like the barging down, got my heart no barging in. From the bed to the floor to the couch, might wake the neighbors up. Break you in and break you out. In the end, we gon' make the child. Then we gon' hit the shower. Part 2, we don't need no pause. You can't miss me, we gon' get tips, you don't need a power shot.
Copy my steel. Face the fact that copy my steel. Face the fact that
Kick off the holidays with Irving Berlin's White Christmas at the Fifth Avenue Theater. Music, dancing, and a real snowfall at every performance. Buy tickets now for the whole family. White Christmas at fifthavenue.org.
Move-in is more than just a ride. Move-in is redefining rideshare. No surge pricing. Means everyday affordable rides. Happy drivers. Means everyday happy customers.
The new COVID-19 updated booster provides the best protection available right now, so don't wait. Stay safe this summer and get your updated booster today. To find a free vaccine provider near you, go to kingcounty.gov/vaccine.
A world of wonder awaits at Pacific Northwest Ballet's The Nutcracker. Treat your loved ones to the Northwest's favorite holiday tradition at Seattle Center's McCall Hall. Visit pnb.org.
Welcome back to Back2Besa. Let me tell you all about an event that has been growing in popularity and importance since it first began 6 years ago. The Black College Expo has been making dreams come true for students all over Seattle, and this year is no different. Dude, they gave out over $6 million worth of scholarships, and a lot of the schools there were offering admission on the spot. We tapped in with event organizers to see what went down at Rainier Beach High School as hundreds of students learned about HBCUs and made their college dreams a reality.
You know, this is a day to celebrate and honor our youth, our Black community, Black excellence. It is incredible to be able to have students look across the table and see someone that looks exactly like them, and offering full rides and scholarships for four-year universities to HBCUs. That's what this is all about. We have been planning for about a year now to make sure that our children, our youth will not be just dismissed. Make sure that we know who we are, where we are going, what we are all about, which is Black excellence. It's so important here. I graduated from Renton School District, okay? There was nothing even close to having an HBCU or even knowing about HBCUs at the time. I would have made decisions differently if I would have known. So it's really important because we don't have anything on the West Coast that even it comes close to being a historically Black college, except for one, which is a medical school in California. Our babies don't understand or know this history. So it was really important for me to unify all Black student unions in Seattle Public Schools. We came in 10 different buses to make sure Seattle Public Schools was here for this event. So they do not miss out on knowing who we are, that we have Black colleges that have history to them and are looking for them to come and be a part of their school.
Why this is such a blessing, because on the spot you're applying. Admission fees are waived, so they're not paying to apply, and on the spot they're being told you got accepted. On the spot, those that qualify for scholarships are telling we can provide this amount. One of my students shared with me he earned a $55,000 scholarship today on the spot.
It's so amazing. Students can walk in here with their transcripts and get accepted on the spot. They're waiving application fees on the spot, giving away scholarships on the spot. We'll do over $7 million. Last I checked, we were at $6 million in scholarship. $6.6 million in scholarship. So we'll be easily doing over $7 million today. The goal was do $5 million. We're gonna be over $5 million. We're gonna be over $7 million because we are here to change, to move the needle, to change the paradigm, to change the trajectory, because we are here to empower, inspire, unify, uplift, elevate, spread love. I just want them to walk away knowing that they can do and be anything, regardless of their background, regardless of their grades, regardless of their home life, regardless of their situation. We are here to really give love, and loving is giving. Hashtag love wins. So it's about showing these students, giving them the role to get there, providing the opportunities and resources, and actually letting them see that they can get a scholarship on the spot.
You know, I mean, HBCUs are so important because, you know, we need a community that cares about us. We've already been involved in so many systems that really, like I said, have passed us along and have overlooked us. It's like a familyhood. It's like a community that really cares. They care about you. They're committed to your journey. Why? Because they're just like you. HBCUs understand the struggle. They are the struggle. They're with you through the struggle.
We want to make sure that everyone who is in place has an understanding about blackness, excellence, how we do things. Do not dummy us down. Do not make us feel like a C is okay, right? Our families have a demand on our babies, and we want our babies to be in those spaces where they are encouraged, motivated for the next direction, and to look behind them as Sankofa and pull up not who we left behind, but who's important that needs to come along the way.
Dude, what a great event, and shout out to the whole team who puts it on every year. I can't believe they had 10 buses and kids from all over the city coming to check out these schools. Truly can't wait to see what this generation accomplishes. We're off to another commercial break, but when we come back, we're talking more about my favorite thing, food. But this time, we're heading to Lacey. You're watching Back2Besa. Welcome back to Back2Besa. Now, you know I'm always telling you guys to email me about places you think I should visit and new things I should experience. Well, viewer Lanakia Washington sent an email a little while back about a restaurant in Lacey, Washington that is famous for putting a little south in your mouth. Back2Besa producer Lavoy Cooks headed down I-5 to Bow Legs, and this is what he found.
My name is Shelly Harris. I am the owner, my husband and I, of Bow Legs Fish and Chips. We have been in business for 15.5 years here in the Hawkesbury area in Lacey, Washington, serving some of our recipes along with some of our family recipes, getting the South in your mouth here in the Northwest. Here we have our jambalaya, and grits, and a little seafood gumbo for your soul. All our family recipes here at Bow Legs. Husband was our inspiration for opening Bow Legs Fish and Chips. It was always a discussion. We'd always write it down in a book of what it would be if we were to open a place. And we finally were blessed. God put it right on our doorstep, right in the beginning of COVID, when everybody was like, wow, are you ready to jump into that? You know, COVID is a big deal. And my husband was like, yeah, like, you know, we're gonna step out on faith. God done brought us this far, and we did just that. And ever since we stepped out on our faith, Bow Legs has been doing awesome. We're putting, you know, the South in your mouth here in the Northwest. Here in the Hawkesbury community, you know, we have some of the most awesome customers that have supported us even through COVID. They would sit outside, tailgate, eat outside, carry out, just to keep us alive during the COVID period, and we made it through the storm. And here we are still today, serving up these recipes and good fish and chips. I would like to invite future customers who's never had a chance to come in here and eat some real fine quality Southern food to come in here and give us a try. We specialize in our fish and chips with a little Southern comfort behind.
You know, Lavoy was supposed to bring back a plate, But yeah, clearly it never made it. I plan on going down to Bow Legs myself in the coming weeks, and when I do, Lanakia, lunch is on me. Again, if you have a favorite restaurant that you want me to check out, drop me an email at Back2Besa@whereweconverge.com. We're off to another break, but when we come back, it's time for events to know about.
You ever just take a serious moment to reflect on your life and see how far you've come, and more importantly, where you're going? Well, this weekend, believe it or not, I finally had a day off. Crazy, right? Doesn't happen often. And decided to hop on the Washington State Ferry to Bainbridge Island and find my thoughts while gazing back at our Emerald City. This journey called Back2Besa has been a whirlwind to say the least. But as I reflect back on nearly 20 episodes and over 100 stories, yes, can you believe it's been over 100 stories since our launch on July 1st? I realize what a very special position I am in to uplift you and our community. To uplift your stories, your joys, your pains, your passions, and your future. And not just here in Seattle, but in Tacoma, Portland, Spokane, and even Boise. Please believe, I don't take this position that I hold, nor your trust and viewership lightly. And just know that I am still that roundaway girl from the Central District, chasing her dreams and trying to help as many people as I can along the way. Reflecting, it feels good to see how far Back2Besa has come. Gazing into the future, I am so optimistic as to where we will go together. Thank you for your support.
A big day here at Lumen Field. Throws it over the top. Metcalf. Touchdown. Seahawks. And it is picked off. The fans are in the stands. They've got their towels. Walker gets the handoff. He goes in untouched. Dalton gets hit in the backfield. He goes down. Keep bringing it, 12. Keep bringing it. The Seahawks win the game.
Welcome back to Back2Besa. It's time for events to know about, where I tell you about all the dope events happening around the city you don't want to miss. First up.
Now, on November 14th, you got Taco Tuesday at Lucky Strike Bellevue. And let me tell you, I always love a good Lucky Strike moment. And so if they're serving tacos, I just might have to pull up for that one. On November 17th, there is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse live in concert. This is actually going down at the Paramount Theater. Also on the 17th, you got Defy X GCW Kids in the Waha, aka Defy Wrestling is pulling back up to Washington Hall. Now, also on the 18th, you got The Dope Show over at Tacoma Comedy Club. Then on the 19th, you got $12 movie tickets at AMC Theaters. Man, you can never go wrong with a $12 movie. And then also, dude, Tetro Zinzani is back in town, okay? If you did not get to go last year, check out what went down last year. Now, for more information and tickets to go and see Tetro Zinzani, head on over to zinzani.com/Seattle.
That's it for this week's events to know about. But if you know of an event I should shout out next week, send an email with the event details to Back2Besa@whereweconverge.com. Now that you're up on all the events to know about, we're off to our final break. But when we come back, it's time for Affirmation of the Week. Welcome back to Back2Besa. Each week we like to end the show with an affirmation. And this week's affirmation is, I am grateful for another day of life. Without going too far into detail, not only did I have a life-changing experience this week, but honestly, I almost didn't make it to another day. And as hard as things are for me right now to adjust with the things in my life that are coming at me at lightning speed, I have to say I'm truly thankful to see another day and have so many people in my corner supporting me and making sure I'm good. Sometimes when we're moving fast in life, we feel alone, and it takes a life-changing experience to remind you that you're not. Just know that things might get hard at times, but guess what? You're sitting here watching me on TV right now, which means you made it to another day. And no matter what you're going through in life, trust me, things will get better. Now that's it for this week's episode of Back to Besa. If you have anything you want me to know about, shoot me an email at back2besa@whereweconverge.com and catch me in Seattle on Hits 106.1 weekdays 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. and in Portland Saturdays 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Jammin' 107.5. As usual, I have to thank you so much for watching, and you already know what I'm gonna say. Make sure you have an amazing rest of your day, and of course, keep that energy high.